Alright, welcome back to Cross Channel, and let's get started for today. I'm actually starting really early today. It's like 7:30 p.m. I would say Kiri's route really, I really felt the pickup on Kiri's route. You go to the club room and bring me a new pair of gloves?
いきなり使われる私。
They disappear into the building.
おはようです。
Please massage my shoulders.
はい、もみもみ。
Work while having one's shoulders massage.
あまり凝ってませんね。
It's a mental thing.
もみもみ。で、どうして私が肩もみを。
She noticed. It just happened.
来ました。
Give me a morning kiss.
そんなこと強要したらダメです。
Yaga! A heavy attack that looked like.
軍手取ってきました。寝てる。人を使っておいて自分は寝ている。ズボンおろしの件に処します。ずるずる。ちょっと山野辺さん、パンツも降りてますよ。ずるずるずる。ちょっと。だってもう女がここまで来たら収まりがつかないですよ。このまま貫くしかありませんです。
What?
言ってることペケ君っぽいですよ。師匠と弟子っすから。キリチン、ほらなんか見えてるよ。見たくないってば。それ。うわー、出た。ポロンってなんか出ちゃいました。だから言ったのに。なんかかぶせといてよ。気になる。
What? Was that a Kia? The commotion woke me up.
もう近寄れないです。取り返しのつかないこと。ミキがやったんじゃない。責任取ってしまってきてよ。
That can mean, you know what I mean.
無理、物理的に無理。処女ですし、ここは年長者の部長先輩が。私だって処女です。年長者とか関係ないですよ。先輩も未経験なんですか？私もだからね。絶対無理だからね。乙女にはあの物体は手厳しすぎます。
It's quite noisy. I stood up. Strangely refreshing. It felt as if the wind was piercing through my skin. Did I catch a cold? Their 3 pairs of eyes turned to me all at once. And then were surprised all at once. What's wrong, Ojo-sans? I asked them with a gentle, manly tone. A scream that rent my ear 3 times. They ran out like rabbits. So I chased after them like a rabbit. What's wrong, young girl-san?
来ないでください。近寄らないで。いやー、気持ち悪い。
Rejection. I was being rejected. Again and again I am rejected. I'm destined to be thought of as disgusting. Damn it! I chased after them like crazy. I felt like crying. Is it that strange to have white hair?
全然そんなこと責めてないです。はあ、来ちゃダメ。
Am I that unsettling?
揺れてるよ。
At least this one seems to be having fun. My heart is shaking in pain.
やだ。
Am I that unpleasant? Uyukai? I can't help being hated because of my personality, but you people are the worst for showing me abhorrence based on my outward appearance. I changed my target. Gorshara! Hey, I think I can reach you, Kitty-san.
キリチンが凌辱される。言ってはダメ。でもキリチンがもう助からないわ。 犠牲を無駄にしないためにも逃げましょう。
What friends?
キリチン、ごめん。君のこと忘れない。ちょっと嘘でしょ。先輩、ミキ人でなし。
I see. You resigned to your fate, Sakura-kiri. Iya. I no dore, Sakura no kiri. Sakura-kiri. I chased her to the fence. She's half crying. That arouses me.
触るな。誓う。
Ah! Kitty snapped and kicked me down. Yeah. I got up right when the three of them were hurriedly disappearing into the building. I cried. Tears of humiliation. Is there anything as sad as this? Is a human's value confined to their outward appearance? Even though they all normally said I was cute. Was it all a lie? My hair, eyes with peculiar irises, and the nose might be a bit crooked. I couldn't help appearing odd. But how am I supposed to change that? Am I supposed to get plastic surgery like Michael? Michael. You can't perform plastic surgery on eyes and hair to begin with. Besides, I don't like that idea because it's like admitting defeat. It really is harsh to be rejected by people. At times, I'm not sure why I keep pretending to be a clown. All I'm aiming it to become is an existence loved by everyone, like the Shujinko of some story. There are sides of me I exaggerate and caricature, but there are... But, you know... Oh... Sobbing. The world is endlessly cruel. I hung my head. My penis appeared. What the hell is that? Moreover, isn't it pulsing from a mental persecution because I'm a muscle? My pants and underwear are... Oh, all the way over there? The place where I collapsed. I put them on. I see. That was all because this thing was out. I was saved. A little. Even so, why did I strip the bottom half of my clothes? This incident has many mysteries. But that aside, all three saw it. I wanted to die. This is a perfect time for positive thinking. Didn't the fact that I'm a Martian get discovered precisely because I was on full throttle?
火星なのか?
Since I'm still growing.
ふーん、知らなかったよ。大変だね。
When did you get here? I broke down crying. I was overheard right after being seen. My relations with the masses are all in tatters.
今だよ。ほら、こんなところだろ。
The two of them were carrying equipment.
案ずるな、太一。
What about?
サイズと膨張率の関係で、きっとどうしても皮が余ってしまうんだ。
That comforting doesn't make me happy at all.
とりあえずこれどうする？
Oh, thanks. Just lead them somewhere. Then please fulfill your responsibility by connecting them.
使われる。いいように使われる。あとは何がいりそう？
I guess we'll need batteries. Were there any in the school?
合宿で使ったやつがあったかな。
And we'll need a tent, since the equipment could get hot or get rained on.
テントならここに3つあるけどな。
What say you, John? Or be they? I intentionally asked them.
悪いけどオチは読めてる。
So can I.
俺たちのズボンの中にな。
But we laugh anyway. Three idiots love crude humor.
じゃああれだね。
Huh? What?
普段は畳んでしまってある。
We laugh at the inside joke.
で、高さに個人差があったりな。
Also, there's a one-touch tent, a small tent that seems to simply pop up. If you stimulate it the right way, it'll momentarily erect itself. We held our chests while beating each other's shoulders. Got a patent for that.
パイオ技術を応用したテントだな。
お腹痛いんですけど。
And when it becomes a hit product, and they interview us about where the original concept came from, we'll tell them it was a chinpo. I took it too far.
もうやめ腹筋の限界
My sides. The three of us took deep breaths. Anyway, a proper tent. We went back to the previous topic.
そういや去年の部品の使用予定にあったよなあれって買ったのかな
Go man. That got brushed aside because of me.
進化は豊かの剣だな。
With that phrase, the air became solemn.
そうだったね
Well, there was a lot of going on with me too.
気にするな。お前は一人でやり遂げる男だと俺は信じている。
You plan to make me do it on my own? Speaking of which, why do you think I sent out all those postcards?
信頼。美しい言葉だ。
めちゃめちゃずるい使い方だよ
Yeah, it doesn't matter, so just go get it then and the batteries.
では俺はバッテリーを。
僕はテントか一人で持てるのか
What if you use a kuruma?
免許を持ってないってそうか
There are no police here, my friend. It's already a crime to make your own broadcast channel without approval.
運転してみたい車のことはよく知らないけど
The manual cars are simpler.
マニュアル
Yeah, the ones with 3 pedals. I think you'll find one quickly if you look into the staff parking spaces. Don't take one with 2 pedals. Those are dangerous for an amateur to drive.
OK
Is it really? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Well, okay. If there's a safer, maybe because you put a lot more effort. If you have no idea what you're doing. If you have no idea what you're doing, you're just gonna step on one pedal for the 2 pedal, the automatic cars. Okay, I get it. It's safety through making it harder to use something for like someone who's a beginner. Whatever. Anyway, so Raba's got the batteries.
あ、任せておけ。一つ質問なんだが。それはどんな形をしているんだ
Tomoki, take Sakuraba with you. Get the tent and the batteries together.
ああそうするよ
Sakuraba was a salty guy who'll make you cry if you use him as a standalone anything. They both laughed. Sateto. It should be just about noon. I was hungry. I do have a bento from Yoko-chan, that usual double portion. Shall I eat it with someone? The second year classroom. She's not here. Seriously, what happened to Toko? Did she not see the postcard? Is she still alive? I mean, she might have literally starved to death, considering what we know she was doing in the last route. But then again, in the first route, she's still alive. At the end, at Sunday. Anyway, as an Ojo-sama, she might not check the mail herself. Also, nowadays, no one would think that any mail was coming. I'll go see how she's doing later. So the first year classroom. All the rooms are arranged and decorated in the same way, but I might bump into them. The flowers weren't there. I'll try to look into the other classrooms. Not here. Not this one either. Even the books and bookends look similar. Next one. Suki. Even the location of the erasers was the same. Don't call this some kind of mathematical identity. But it is a coincidence. That's true. Anyway, neither Miki nor Kitty is here. They seriously ran away. Where should I eat? I'll eat in Kiri's seat. Today it's onigiri. There was seasoning in them, so they appeared quite delicious. Time to eat.
なぜ私の席で
Okaeri.
そこ私の席
That's true. Wanna sit here?
席が
Ah, I see. Go in. I borrowed another chair and sat down again. On the opposite side of her desk. Eat this. Eat. This is a double portion.
ミキが調達してくるので
Would you mind if you help yourself to this? She extended her hand. A successful breakthrough. Yeah, at least now they're in talking terms, but like you kind of know she's, I don't know, man. It feels like she's still, you know, considering the stuff that happened the day before, you know, or 2 days before. I can't even remember now. Anyway, well, Kitty had been losing her nerve lately. Don't touch anything that could serve as a blade or any other weapon.
はい、死にたくはないですから。
Yep. Yoko-chan is strong, and she does what she
あ
says.
の人はどうしてあんな石投げがうまいんですか。おかしいですよ絶対。
For the most part, she's good at everything. What she can do is fundamentally different. Whatever she does, she gets the hang of it in an instant.
特殊な訓練を受けてるとか。
She used to. She had some kind of long vacation where she went to some foreign country and hired a military instructor on the spot.
軍事
She was lost for words. Maybe she learned that sling then. She might have even learned it from a real shepherd. Does it still
ど
hurt?
うってことは
She's piled up a lot. I'm sure she's done many other things too. It feels like she uses most of her life as self-training. I talk like I'm a martial artist too, but I'm no match for her.
格闘なんてやってたんですか。
It was good of her to ask. It's called karate.
知りません。
Huh?
空手のパクリですか。
No, it isn't, you brat. Go man. I shouldn't have gotten mad. Kitty had run 3 meters away and taken up a battle stance. Come back over here. I'm not going to eat you. She came back doubtfully. Now, eat. Eat. I'm actually kind and gentle. Being told karate is a spin out karate made me lose it. She doesn't say it, but she can probably use firearms too. As for martial arts, if you got into a grapple, I think she'd kill you in an instant. She knows a lot of moves, and she bought a really expensive knife recently.
そんな、いくらなんでも殺すなんて。
Considering what you do in the other routes. Weren't you trying to kill me? Well, it doesn't bother me.
先輩は平気なんですか。私、あなたのこと憎んでいます。命を助けられて何もできなくなった以上、こういう状況は仕方ありません。
Okay. All right. Okay. That aside, I always wondered if fear was driving her to just like force herself to be amicable with this guy. But I guess there's like would it be called gratitude? No. The idea of like hating to feel indebted to someone. Well, it could be gratitude, but you know, I don't know, man. It's more like, okay, maybe it is. Anyway, let's go deeper now. Well, we know that like Kiri's like a very straight arrow, so.
でも、あなたのことは変わらず嫌いです。
Yep,
そこは勘違いしないでください。
I won't. I think that's just fine.
でも、一緒にご飯食べて慣れ合ってしまっては。
I just want to watch from nearby.
近くで
Kitty-chin. I smiled.
からかって。
She blushed a little. A precious gem is not something to be touched and loved. It is something to be watched and enjoyed.
先輩には確かにそんな部分があると思います。気に食わないです。そんなに女の子で遊びたいんだったら、長谷倉先輩とそうしていればいいじゃないですか。私たちはあなたのための娯楽道具じゃないんです。
Oh, good. She only has herself. She's running away. She always has been. It really irritates me. Kitty threw a look at me as like she's seen something unexpected.
私には先輩方の関係が理解できません。
Well, don't let it bother you so much. The history between me and Yoko-chan, not one of those memories of ours can be called fun. As a tool of amusement, she's useless. She's got her hands full with this.
というと、
I thought. But no adequate exposition was constructed. There's no need to explain this to Gretchen since she sees right through me to start with. Yeah, it'd also be best to stay near me if you can. I think it'll be fine since I said it pretty strongly, but there's a possibility she'll do something to Gretchen when my eyes are elsewhere. She might try to chop your head off without me finding out. Kitty held her neck. She was shaking. To preserve your own life, you had to stay near me. Let's just leave it at that. It's not a reconciliation so much as a truce, right? And so, let's keep up the friendly fighting. I held up my left hand. Reluctantly, Kitty held out her left hand, but didn't shake mine. She got angry and pulled it back. Please stop getting mad at every single joke! I held out my right hand and gripped Kitty's right hand. A small, slender hand. It's definitely not suited for weapons. After crossing the dangerous bridge called Yoko-chan, it feels as if our relationship has improved a little. I'm still wondering. I'm still wondering. Considering the way considering how Taichi is talking to her right now, if you look at it from the perspective of someone who absolutely hates the guts of someone, it's as if he's taunting her, you know? But we know Kitty also is dumbfounded by the whole Taichi saving him thing, so she's giving him a little benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, you know, it's still every time Taichi talks about like how Yoko-chan could kill her, you could interpret that from someone. If you hate someone and someone says those things, you can interpret that as some sort of subtle threat, you know. Honestly.
調達完了。あれ？
ご苦労。
なぜ一緒してますか？
I invited her.
怖いお人だ。敵さえも味方に。
This is her thanks for the 3 visits. Deal note: a Chinese and Japanese idiom referring to various stories in which a well-to-do person pays 3 visits to the home of the less fortunate person, often one of their subordinates.
違う。あ、なんか食べてる。この大量の食料はどうするの？
Miki poured out the contents of her tote bag on the desk. It formed a mountain, spilling off the edges of the desk. Oh! Aren't these all sweets?
缶詰とかはなくなっちった。
Having sweets for lunch. That seems harsh.
そうですか？
It's bad for your health.
でもミキはお菓子が大好き。私ももうお腹いっぱいだから。
Oh man, so am I.
じゃあ一人で食べますもん。
She took offense.
太るよ。太ってもお菓子大好き。
She started eating some potato chips. Does it bother you on the inside?
だって泣かないでよ。
Come on. I'll give you this onigiri. Its size is intended for an adult male, so for Kirichin, it should be just about right. It wasn't really enough for me, but whatever.
わあ、手料理だ。
She clung to the sleeve of the hand holding the rice ball. Do you want it? I held it up high.
欲しいです。
Here now. To the right.
あー
Uru. To the left.
いじめだ。
Here now.
おいしい。
She started biting into it, leaving the mountain sweets. Those are unsettling eating habits. For a girl. Is it always like this?
缶詰とかパンとかです。
Eat vegetables.
ありません。
Here. Tomatoes. I got 2 of them.
あー、トマトだ。
Tomato. Tomato. Anyway, do you want one?
欲しいっす。
Here now. To the right.
あー
Uru. To the left.
やっぱりこの人はいじめっ子だ。酸っぱい。でも美味しい。涙出そう。生きてるっていいね。にゃ
What eating habits do these two have? While watching Miki and Kiri's mouth turn into a asterisk shape as they eat the tomatoes, I quench my throat with a water bottle. She's watching. She's watching. I'm being stared at. She's a lump of jealousy, showing herself to me as if I'm doing something to bother her. Must be an intentional hit. As a kunoichi, she's supposed to have a high degree of secrecy. She's not something I will be able to find.
どうしましたっす？
We're being watched, Ichihara style intelligence gathering.
市原？
Espionage techniques passed down through an incredibly skilled group led by Ichihara. This might be a reference to Ichihara Itsuko, who plays the lead role in the Asian drama Kaseifu wa Mita, or I Saw a Maid. I'm not familiar with that, man.
Oh?
Apparently, Kiri saw her too.
先輩！
It's okay. I'm right next to you.
はい。あれ？
Kiri pointed. Miki said, "What?" and looked. Yoko-chan was gone.
何もないけど、どうったの？今確かに先輩？
The Shimura phenomenon. Miki can no longer physically observe Yoko-chan. Shimura phenomenon, Taichi physics, a kind of observational problem found within stable, specific situations, that which someone can and cannot see is fixed as a personal attribute. Those attributes are often destroyed due to a major change within the situation. Ah, she's watching. Kitty was stressed half to death. I held her shoulders reflexively. The corners of Yoko-chan's eyes shook. This is something hopelessly rare. Kitty was getting nervous and not noticing how familiar I was acting around her. Like a cat driven into a corner. Her shoulders feel delicate. I find her adorable, but at the same time, I had the desire to destroy her. Those two feelings existed simultaneously. Let go of her. Kitty-chan, be careful.
というと？
Even if you don't get injured, there's a possibility she'll do disagreeable things to you.
嫌からせ？具体的にはどうなんです？
I think it'll be quite insidious. Stealing your dignity, humiliating you as much as possible while passing it off as a joke.
あなたと一緒じゃないですか。やっぱり信頼できない。
Kitty returned to Miki's side. Ah, my lover's been stolen by homosexuality. What the fuck? What the fuck? Damn you. I'll try hating Miki.
はい？
Now then, I'll leave the club to everyone else and go pick up Toko. Go by Kuruma. I gather keys from the staff room and search for a car that at least one would fit. Wah! The parking lot had become a tragedy, as if a runaway car had repeatedly driven into everything. They're all dented. This one's bumper is torn off. Trees were broken. Cracks radiated on the front windshield. Tomoki-sensei. Tomoki was divinely talentless at driving. So, the mission was impossible for an amateur. Even I know how to drive well enough to get that far. I guess some humans are better than others. I got into the car I had the key for. As a man, this is a natural mission to carry out. An automatic. This vehicle's for girls. I'll show you. I was violent. I started getting reckless. I hit the accelerator splendidly at half clutch. Crap. I hit the car right in front of me. Good thing I had my seatbelt on. I'll retreat for now. Back up now. I ran over the clocks under the back tires and knocked down the tree. This is hard. This kind of mistake doesn't even happen once in a million. It's a super rare event. Retry. Crap, I left it in reverse gear. Once in a million, another once in a million. How many is that now? Whatever. I'm so miraculous. It's sparkle. Although this car looks expensive. Sorry, deceased Professor Sakakibara. I moved forward. Carefully with the parking brake active, I released it. The car suddenly lurched forward. I grazed the cars lined up on one side and blocked off their bumpers. I'm destroying things with decent efficiency. Crap. I did something horrible to the principal's Ferrari. It's always that guy, man. Always the principal with his own damn Ferrari. Well, I guess it's fine. This is fault for Ferrari at such a dangerous school. Ferrari. Taichen. 2 meanings. To be or become the owner of Ferrari. 2. What is censored? Forward slowly. Left turn. That's good. The engine stalled. I restarted it. It backed up. Although I had fully recognized this, the seatbelt really is a necessity. With discouragement, the car stopped moving. Its buyer didn't seem unfavorable. Still, Nihonjin no kuruma are fragile, but not that fragile. No, they're really fragile, but not that fragile. It'll be a dream within a dream for this car to get transferred to the Western Police. It'll be a mountain of concerns about it getting destroyed by fire truck hoses. Yoko-chan tapped the window. What? I opened the window. I got out. Yeah. I drew the hiragana for no in the ground while waiting, and the car drove up from a faraway parking space. She parked right in front of me with practice driving. I got in the passenger seat. I'll be heading to the Kirihara Castle. I had her take me there. I was full of sad feelings. Toko's house is big. So big that it cuts off the sunshine and I can only see one side of it. I have a good night vision, but for some reason I couldn't see a thing. Now that humanity has disappeared, there's no value in letting mysterious little phenomena like that bug me. I entered. There was an armor in one corner, as if that was natural. Maybe it was natural, but with all the windows kept closed, it was completely dark in here. No matter how good my night vision is, I can't ascertain anything in my field of vision. I wandered around the mansion. It was like a maze. Where's Toko's room? Maybe the 2nd floor? I climbed the stairs. It felt like zombies would start coming out of this mansion. Toko! No answer. My voice was stuck into a luxurious carpet. I confirmed each of the rooms one by one. This is a pain. I should have let Yoko-chan come with me. Then when I opened one of the countless doors, light poured in. The window was open all the way. The window came in softly, revolved around the room and left. So that's why. There's no smell. Toko. I didn't feel like touching her. It wasn't an aversion. It was because I felt the state of hers was noble. It reminded me of a dignified sleeping beauty. Toko Akunjo was alone. She used to attend a school for ojos. And then she was pulled here by the adaptation coefficient examination, together with her mansion. Adaptation coefficients are shown as percentages. Toko's was 46. Agunjo neither high nor low. If you look at it bluntly, half of them could call her normal. At these times when Toko is so august, I'm filled with pride and humiliation. It was beautiful. She rejected conversation even with teachers. Though she came to school, she rejected the uniform, hid inside herself and rejected people. Not attributed to anywhere, not flattering anybody. However, inside her heart, she was shaking from longing for people. That's why she captivated me right away. And now, Toko had her arms folded elegantly on top of her bed. Did she do that to herself? Did she leave as if sleeping? I'm sure that's it. Normally one would think it's a tragic conclusion, but even the sadness was repainted with an overlapping dignity. I stayed there, moved. That's it. She left alone. That Toko, by herself. Not bad, Toko. Weakening? A drug? Starvation? I don't know. I don't feel like digging into it. One thing I can say. The bearing of Toko, embraced by the canopied bed, lying down as if time had stopped, was a fantastic making me feel like dreams and reality were only transitory. Oh, you know what? Let me stop for a bit. She really did die this time. She died through starvation. How did she survive the first route then? But in this route, she just... No, maybe she... No, in the first route, from time to time, Taichi still kind of showed up in the classroom. But I guess in this route, since Taichi rarely showed up in the second year classroom at the beginning of the week, she just decided to. We already know in the previous route that she was willing to starve herself just to maintain her dignified image as a noble woman or whatever the shit that is. But man, to see her actually die like this, that is so sad, man. That is so sad. Like, what the hell, man? Like her sense of her, her survival, and she was willing to go as far as letting her survival instinct just like not take over and would rather die because I don't know, man. Anyway, I give you my blessings. I close the door. Alone in the darkness, I decide to leave the mansion. As long as the reset occurs, I'll be able to see her again. That truth was called upon inside my mind the moment before I left the mansion. If her nobility was also repeated, it'll lose its sparkle. Toko's resolution, or her loneliness, or her struggle. Something irritated me. I felt as if she'd been defiled. Then, for what reason did I left Toko all alone, didn't I? Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Because if I remember correctly in the first route, Taichi did show up in the classroom, so Toko did see him. I can't remember if he still gave her like a sandwich and she ate it. And, maybe there was still that drive for her to live as long as Taichi was there. But with, like, Taichi completely out of the picture in the beginning of the week, Toko really, really just starved herself to death. What the hell, man? On the ride home, my irritation didn't go away. I left the club behind and approached the restrooms. I naturally entered the girls' bathroom. I looked in the mirror. My own face was reflected within it. White hair, eyes with a peculiar nature, a hooked nose that makes one wonder who I was. And in my own eyes, that's how I looked. There were people who said I had good features, that I had a girl's face. Well, that might be true. That's why I became that way after all. My opinion is different. This face has some imperceptible heterogeneity that made it frightening. It was covered in adipocere. Actually, this is the first time I've seen this word in my entire life. What does this mean? Adipocere. Adipocere, also known as grave wax or corpse wax, is a waxy soap-like substance formed from a lot of things. I have no idea. I'm just gonna interpret it as like wax. So I guess he thinks he's like a wax doll or some shit. I mean, in his childhood he was literally dressed like a doll, so I guess one could describe it as he is so pretty that it's so uncanny that like it's like you're interacting with an actual doll, not like a person. Anyway, a doll's face. Hans Belmer's spiritually jointed dolls. They have a certain beauty, but they also have something unsettling with them. They contain darkness. That's the reason why they're liked by those who prefer the darkness. And now I was once again drawing near to that same darkness. But I'm fine being normal. Within their own long histories, what sort of ethics do humans try to build up? Bright, unblemished health? Is that not mistaken? Won't the darkness condense enough to push inside? That which is born from eternal darkness? At the end of the day, I'm not sure if I could be called a person. I envy people with solid black hair. I envy them so much that I can't stand it. You mean Yoko-chan? I once thought of dyeing it, but hair grows fast. White immediately infiltrated for the roots. As I saw gray through the black, I became self-conscious of it. Everything is no more than decoration. As if I, right now, am truly an ornament. A slightly off-putting face. I felt like vomiting. I must see it that way because of my self-hatred. This is a bad state of mind. I was feeling far too good about Toko's case. I love decadence and corruption. I mustn't sink too far. A sound came from one of the stalls. Without hesitation, I turned toward it. Kiri was in the stall. She was shocked. Her face was pale. Her health seemed unsatisfactory. I took a position in the stall entrance as if blocking it with both hands. Now you can't run away, Kitty. What's wrong? An untarnished voice like another person's. My heart was rapidly calming down. I was retaining my comment. My field of vision dulled. I could no longer discern fine detail. I'm sure my pupils were also transforming. By the way, I want to comment about this BGM because actually, yeah, we first heard this BGM yesterday, but you know what this BGM reminds me of? Like, you know, like the BGM from fucking Fallout 1 and 2. Like, you're playing one of those post-apocalyptic RPG games, man. And at that time, was it like whatever the fuck Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 or even New Vegas was doing? Back then, it was like creepy sounding music all the time. It reminds me of this right now. Anyway, I don't know, like the unsettlingness of this BGM, man. It really does remind me a lot of it because I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Anyway, let's continue. Pupils sparkling brilliantly in the darkness. It's a little dim here, so there's no doubt Kitty can see it. Kitty's fingertips twitch. She's reacted sensitively. What's wrong? An abnormal atmosphere. Kitty's also feeling it. She's upset by my calm words. That's not good. Are you okay? Hmm? Oh, is that so? I didn't know that. She's fearing me. Last work. Beautiful and delicate. Innocence. What do you mean rough? Around that age, most girls are like that. Beautiful lapis lazuli. It's because of the immature hormone balance in the midst of growth. My vivero is Portuguese for glass. Kitty, since your body is especially slender, it may also be because of belated growth. If I embrace her, she'll break. Yeah, this is a creepy moment, man. I could actually feel Kiri's fear, man. Imagine like you just went to the toilet, you know, you're just doing your business or whatever, and then you go outside. You see the guy that you fear the fuck the most, man. Fear and hate. And then he does this in the most creepy kind of fucking way ever. Of course you'd be damn scared right now. If I don't embrace her, she'll grow up dull. From glass to a clod. Yes, yes. The beauty will be spoiled. This conversation is so awkward, man. You can tell Kiri was just trying to talk just to I don't know, man, just to calm herself down right now. I don't know, man. This is weird. She'll become normal. She'll turn into a normal girl. Yes, yeah, and the Kiri right now. So, that blood you mentioned, she was always beautiful. When she was agonizing and when she was healthy. Is it still coming out? She still is beautiful. Man, that reaction. I tried to put myself in her mental space right now, and the way I think about it is like he asked like a very creepy question, you know. Is it still coming out? Oh, fuck, why do you ask that kind of question? Of course, it's so creepy, man. Her expression, evident terror. Hush blackness filled the stall. Is it still painful?
何をしようと
I wiped away the smirk I had until now. Oh man, it doesn't help he had a smirk. He really did come off as creepy. You'll answer my questions. I yearn for her. I yearn for and want to touch her. Gradually heightening impulses. There were things which ought to be called complications, but the rationality to resist was lacking. Oh, she started bleeding. Bleeding down there. That's nice, deserving a better role. You will answer.
どこか言ってよ
Why have I been neglecting this fragile art until now? If you answer, I'll go away.
今もです
Because I felt that if I touched her carelessly, I'd leave fingerprints. Then... So, is that what's trickling down inside your thighs? Kitty was shocked. Hadn't she noticed it? It seems her senses were paralyzed by stress. That's dark blood. I looked at it. At blood. In the state of mind. But I don't mind. I mean, Kiri Eternal. A milk crown. You'll note, this is the Japanese term for the ring of fluid often left behind by the base of a drinking glass. Okay, I had milk the other day, so I could think about it right now. A momentarily mold produces one drop. The glass work Kitty is also excellent in the moment she shatters. Excellent. That's dark blood. She distanced herself.
いやいや来ないで来ないでよ
She was shaking like a kitten. Have you ever thought about how many kittens died in agony on this earth? I touched her thighs. Bro! What the hell is going... This guy broke, man. This guy broke. This guy broke. Light skin, fingers sinking. As if they pierced through her. I pushed into her body. Pain and shuddering. Her voice tightening. High and faint enough to fly out the audible rage. 5 cats were born. 1 was adopted. It had a nice and happy end. Fingertips slipped inside. 2 died of hunger and cold. They may have gotten insane by the end. I touched blood. It was thick, almost like semen. 1 walked away somewhere, got eaten alive by a stray dog. It might not have suffered much. Its purpose in life was merely a single meal for an aged stray dog, whose own days were numbered. It might have become vitality the dog needed to eat and kill its siblings and mother. We can't actually say for sure that isn't what happened. I held up my fingers, sticking them into Kitty. Rough and shallow breathing. Horrible sweat. Pitiful. What happened to the last one? This is like fucking scary, not gonna lie. I mean, I'm self-inserting in Q right now. Like, I'm trying to sense like her fucking fear. Because we're so used to our guy, man. He's always a funny guy. He's always like silly, you know. And then he goes like this, man. He goes like this. Kiri's few points were tied to my fingertips. It was run over by a car and died. A kitten becomes a pancake in an instant. No suffering, but no meaning. No meaning. That's a pointless death. Just how many times have such things been repeated until now? Open your mouth. Words don't reach her. Won't you open your mouth?
ひどいことしないで
She finally said that. I won't do anything cruel if you open your mouth. Come on, say ah. Kitty obeyed. I stuck my fingers in. Lick them. There. Yes, good girl. I took out my fingers. The world is filled with things like pain and happiness. It really makes one uneasy. That's why we want to connect, even for an instant earlier, even for a moment longer. If we don't connect like that, we won't be able to understand the normal way of living in this cruel world. But those who are fulfilled are utterly blind. They say they don't fear solitude. They speak with faces saying that they are indeed established and competent on their own. Such people are garbage. They don't know true solitude and already possess the heart for living normally. They're people from a far-off world. They're different from humans like us whose hearts weren't raised according to plan. That's fine. Well, they're in their far-off world, but come closer and try to make food out of us? Kiri, you should know this quite well. I moved my face closer as I spoke. She's falling apart, though it's a momentarily thing. Didn't you say yourself that the world is scary? Justice is justice for their sake? There's not one good thing left for our sake. But don't you want to live? Don't you? Heavy menstrual flow. A reddish black. I touched my lips to Kiri's thigh. And my tongue. Oh man, he's licking her blood. Oh, this is like, what the? Oh man, he's drinking that menstrual blood. What the fuck, man, bro? What the hell, man? I licked it off. I held it in her pitifully shaking lower limbs with both arms. I followed her leg, arriving at the source. Her underwear had been worthless for a while. I stood up. Kitty looked at me, with fright and a small amount of animosity. As preparation for generally despising me. Go ahead and despise me. We can easily redo this. After all, our proper dignity will be made non-existent at the end of the week like everything else. I leaned onto her upper body and pushed her against the wall. I placed a hand on Kiri's underwear, and my tongue on her neck. Her abusive words came through a lovely voice. I inserted my fingers from the side of her underwear and played with her private parts. I suppose the lower half of her body and adhered to it. Kiri closed her eyes tightly. Something was thrown in the stall, making a dry noise. I looked. A can was revolving as it flew. It bounced off the wall and fell to the floor. I saw the scene in horribly slow motion. My consciousness accelerated to the limit. Cans don't fly. Someone threw it. Who? There's no need to think about it. It was thrown. Intent? It was thrown with an intent. The objective? An effect that can be anticipated from throwing a can. The thrown can will display an effect. Explosion? A thrown weapon? A hand grenade? A small room? Increased destructive force? Death? Splash damage? Impossible to evade? Related to location? Certain death for me? I will die. Confirm. Curious, opening her mouth and closing her eyes. I held her head as if to cover her ears. A small head. Kitty is cute. I felt that without limit for a second. I felt love for Kitty for an unlimited moment. And then it burst. The room became white. A roaring sound. The pressure wave pushed against my back. Kitty shrunk within my chest. I didn't get away with just shrinking. My eyes were scorched. My ears were numb. My whole body had stiffened. They can't move. This is death by explosion. I learned a feeling of incongruity. I learned a feeling of incongruity. Various senses of mine were being peeled away. My inability to discern shows just how forlorn I am. I'm not even able to grasp the situation. I felt a tug at the base of my neck. I fell down backwards. Someone was supporting me. A nostalgic fragrance. It hasn't changed since back then. Her faint sweetness. Hasekura Yoko. She was pulling me out into the hallway. What was that? My tongue was finally able to move. Something about my body was strange. A sensation as if my limbs were stretched out.
フラッシュバング
Flash? A bomb?
いわゆるスタングレネード特殊先行手投げ弾
Bomb. That's right. I thought I'd seen that can somewhere. So it was that from long ago. She made a cute smile. My memories with her were all this sort of
理
thing.
性は取り戻せた
Yes, I'm fine.
ごめんなさい手洗い真似をして
It's okay. It was a measure that couldn't be helped. But why did you go out of your way to stop me? I wasn't exactly in danger or anything. Then I noticed. Yes, she hadn't saved me because of a danger to me. It was because I've been trying to connect to Kiri. Moreover, I tried to be the purest me. Jealousy. It was nothing more than jealousy. My feelings withered. Why are you trying to degrade
だ
yourself?
って
Again with the buts. Even though you can live by yourself? Even though you don't need someone like me?
必要よ半分だけでは生きていけない
I'm not your other half or anything.
大地
Instead of a logical answer, she just embraced my head. She kissed me with a graceful etiquette. I didn't resist.
大地立てる
Yeah, my five senses had largely recovered. Your uniform is covered in grime.
少し汗臭かった
You're just wearing the same one every day. I got sick of her expressionless face. Huh? Isn't that normal for
タ
you?
ッチ
Then you can let go of me. She became expressionless, almost sad. After all, doesn't Toko wear the same clothes every day as
あ
well?
れは同じ服を何着も持ってるから
What? Kitty came out staggering. Kitty,
クロス大地
I can imagine Kitty is so angry and so disgusted because the whole thing was like fucking creepy, man. Infuriated eyes started staring at the enemy. It's only natural.
よくもよくもよくも
Those weren't tears of sadness. Emotions which can only be held by those who have been maltreated, deprived, and toyed with. Pure and simple anger. It was righteous indignation.
やっぱりあなたたちは狂ってる
Yoko-chan took out a bladed weapon, a large knife. Kitty's face went pale. Wait,
憎しみにとらわれていて大地にとって危険だもの
will you break your promise?
でも何を今さら
He forced her way in.
どうせ生きていてもあなたの食い物にされるだけじゃないですか
I don't know how I can excuse my actions, but I'm sorry. I praised myself, saying I apologize, just like in a cheerleading section. Kiri gaped at me for a moment, but she was soon distorted by disgrace. Bruh, she wouldn't accept that at all, man. Because what he did was so fun, you know?
理解できない何ですかそれ何なんですかあなた理解できない理解できないです
For someone like Kiri, yeah, this is so fucking insane. Like, the whole thing is so insane. Like, on one moment, it's almost as if he was ready to do something to her, you know? And then right now, he's trying to say sorry. Like that. And she can tell it wasn't like he's doing it because he's like, you know... You can tell that he's just saying it for the sake of it. You know, just to get away from the situation, but you can tell that he actually does feel sorry. That really is yeah, that's really gonna be that's really confusing her. Okay, in 30 minutes I'll take a break. I'm gonna order a damn pizza and play Uma Musume for 30 minutes, then I'll come back. Don't worry, we're reading this VN. We're reading it a lot this weekend. The Kirira really just woke up the I felt like we got to that point that, you know, it really hooked me. She held her disheveled chest and walked away. Wait a minute. She ignored
大
me.
地のめり込みすぎ
I tried to follow her, but there was a voice behind me. Isn't that okay? I'll be repeated anyway. Our proper time is meaningless, right? There's a lot I should do in order to increase the amount of information in the diaries.
それだけで動いているなら確かにけど大地のは違う大地は壊れたおもちゃを大切にしすぎる
Are you telling me to live only facing you until I die?
そう昔みたいに
Without connecting to anyone else? Forever within a small ring.
大小は主観だもの100人の家族と暮らすのと私と暮らすのに大きな違いがあるわけじゃない大地の判断基準は普通を意識しすぎてると思う自分に必要なものは自分の分析から来るものなのに
What's wrong with normal
大
things?
地には合わない彼女たちは一時のおもちゃにしかならないのに持たないすぐ終わる大地自身が終わらせてしまいたくなる
That might be. Like what happened just now. I understand what she wants to say. However, this week, you'll let me do as I please.
そう
You can go home for a day.
そんな追い返そうとしなくても
I'm saying you don't have to watch over me. After all, even if I end up in danger, tomorrow's Sunday, the day of refiguring. I wouldn't. Okay, this is a typo. I wouldn't mind if I do something reckless.
固有の時間今のあなたが固有の時間を生きているように私もまた固有の時間を生きてる今のあなたと対になっているのは今の私だけ当然のことだけれど固有の私の願望は次週のそれとは別物でだからその
As if imploring me.
私たちは毎週滅びてる個別の滅び毎週別の私たちということ
The same thought I had.
他の州にいる私がどうなろうと知ったことではないけれど
Years.
いろんな可能性の中に大地が私に優しくしてくれることはあるの
That's. それは I don't know, but.
ノートにはそんなパターンはなかった望むものを得ることなく無産するばかり
Let's talk about that later.
後なんてない私は欠けたまま消えるだけさようならになるの
You see.
ごめんなさいもう邪魔しない
She turned her
でも
heels.
これだけは記録しておいて
She spoke to me while turned
ど
away.
こに行ってもあなたを理解してくれる人なんていない
Her words making heavy stones that fell into my stomach. I watched her walk down the hallway until she became as small as a mustard seed and disappeared. I definitely don't hate her. But there are too many contradictions in her wishes. I felt as if there would be no intermingling of our two paths. I searched for Kiri. For what purpose? An apology? Or perhaps, I don't know. Impulses were moving me, making me wander throughout the school. Senpai and Miki were there. It looked like Tomoki and Sakuraba haven't returned yet. Miki.
桐原先輩はどうでした
My heart leaped faintly, but that was all. She was energetic. I was hated energetically.
おっ予想通りです
I predicted it too. We both laughed. How's the work going?
なんとかかんとかです
Is that good or bad?
なんとかなりそうかなという感じです
That's
し
nice.
かしですね先ほど校内で爆発音があったのですよ
That would echo.
私先ほどまでミミ先輩と抱き合って半泣きでガタガタ震えていたのでその分進捗遅いです
That's an adorable picture.
これは何だったのか正直トイレに行きたいのですけど怖くて校内に入れません
If you'll do it in front of me, I'll simply bring a toilet over here.
うわー悩ましい
He held her hand. Come to think of it, this is no time to do stuff like that. Also, it was actually my doing.
そうなんですか結局あれは何だったんです
Her glasses tilted and clouded. It seems she'd seriously been scared. An alarm clock.
欠陥商品ですね
That's why I threw it out.
そうだったんですかよかったテロとかじゃなくて
There aren't many people around to commit terrorism.
じゃあトイレに行ってきますんで
Miki flapped her hands like a bird as she ran away. Make sure you flush.
それは言わない方向で
You're gonna do a big one? A small one?
小さい方ですよー
She stuck her tongue out and went inside. And with that, I'll also take a short.
だペケ君
Her tone of voice was calmer. Hi?
お礼を言わないといけないのかもしれないです
Your thanks.
何でもありませんどちらに
I'm going to look for Kirichin for a bit.
またいじめましたね
Almost as if that would be a lovely occurrence. Yes, a little. I'm sorry.
いいえ、そっちの方が大切ですから、ちゃんとフォローしてあげてくださいな。
That I will do. And again I piled on the lies. I followed Kiri's present. She's been walking this way. Maybe she'd gone to the classroom. I don't think she left the building. I went to the first year classroom. And then she was there. Her usual defenseless back. For now, I spoke up. Kiri-chin. What do I want to do? I don't know. An apology? More destruction? I don't know. I was disgusted with myself for not knowing. Kiri turned around and
あ
said,
なたは薄汚い人殺しです。
I was lost for words. Those generally aren't things said by a kohai. Well, your anger is reasonable, right?
怒り？そんな簡単な感情じゃない。あなたは敵です。あなたは
Quiet voice. Quiet features. A quiet disclosure.
豊を殺した。
Unbelievable. Why would you think that?
私は知ってます。あなたがあの日、屋上で豊と話していたこと。
She knew. She knew. She knew. Kiri knew. That day. This can't be. At once my heart froze over.
豊が死んだ日です。ずっと疑ってた。けど、わからなかった。だからあなたには関わりたくなかった。けど、あなたから関わってきた。
There was conviction in Kiri's eyes. They were no longer smoldering but burning down, making an aggressive color reside in her pupils. Wait a minute, isn't that strange? If I killed Yutaka, do you think I'd start talking to you?
話しかけないと思います。普通は。
It's true. I'm not normal, but
私たちはあなたの獲物でしかない。あなたは上を満たしただけ。人間の普通なんてどうだっていいんです。あなたはそういうものなんです。人間の心を食べる。
she says whatever she wants. You know, Yutaka and I were friends. I had no reason to kill him.
動機なんて不要です。上に理由なんてない。
I scratched my head. Well then, why would I have to go out of my way to prey on Yutaka? Let's say I am a monster. And I do make prey out of others. Did you get the feeling girls would be better than boys?
フライドチキンの性別が気になりますか？
She says that and then this.
少なくともあなたが私を見る目はそうでした。
That's because, well, since he's a guy, a lot of things would swell up.
あれは違う。
Do you have experience?
ありませんよ。けど異質なものくらいはわかります。
That's right, this girl. She was perceptive. Do you call it the power to see through malice? Overly sharp insight? If you look at me with those eyes, I'll agree that the world is anger. So she chipped away at the benefit of the doubt, with circumstantial evidence and intuition.
ずっと疑っていた。でもこの数日、私はあなたに気を許した。それが悔しい。でもそれであなたの正体がわかりました。
Kitty lowered her hand outside the window.
あなたは
She pulled up a bundle of cloth. She hung it from the bottom of the window frame. She took it off the cloth and
薄汚い人殺しです。
a second one. Sumari, this was Miki's. A composition of me had been splendidly lured in.
動かないでくださ
As a man, saying this is embarrassing, but Yoko-chan's going to be mad.
い。いいんです。あなたさえ排除できれば。私の次は誰ですか？部長先輩？桐原先輩？それともミキ？
I don't make prey out of anyone, as long as I can nobly maintain myself. Although, people desire people. If you interact with someone using yourself as the pretext, it's over. Don't you have to put some distance between you and them before that happens? Because the world isn't kind. Even though Kitty should understand that. This contradiction. Do you understand that, Kitty?
信じる義理はありませんよね。
She readied her weapon. At this distance, she'll probably hit me. I was within the range of the tree Kitty had practiced on. She wasn't liable to miss. Kitty, if you kill me, you're going to die too.
構わないです。
She smiled.
だってどっちにしろ世界はもう終わりなんですから。
Even though none of the people you hate are here,
いなければいいというものじゃないです。正しくあってほしかっただけです。あなたにも。
your murderous intent. It crystallized, became a design surrounding the small Kitty and died to her. If I die, so will Kitty. She prepared for that, just like Toko. Here I was thinking that it was good. On the other hand, I also want people. I want memories. I want to record them. I want to carve them into my heart. If I can just have memories, if I can just have that brilliant precious gem, I might really be a monster that lives by feeding on people's feelings.
死ぬ前に言い残すことはありますか？
Through pitiful shaking, Kiri's hand informed me that she's scared. Scared of killing a person. A heart strained with all its might. To burst that balloon of doubt and rationality, a little stimulus would suffice. Just the tip of a needle. There's a way to survive. But there's also the thought, I'll go ahead and die. Hesitation. And the answer is don't accept it. Okay, I'm right. Don't accept it. Obviously, if you accept it, you die. Impossible. There's no way I can accept that. It's true that I hate myself. I hate everything about myself. I despise my own hideousness and the depth of my desires. Self-hatred that's above the hatred Kiri holds. But if I was going to commit suicide, I would have done it by now. I'll live. If I don't, then what was I fighting for? I had to live, even if it meant breaking Kitty. I have one question. The one who saw me and Yutaka on the roof, was it you?
ええ、そうです。当時は何とも思わなかったけど、今はわかります。トイレでしたみたい。豊かを自分を満たすために。
How would I do that?
豊かの足のことを責めたり、いろいろです。具体的に聞きたいとは思いません。もういいですか？
Her hand remained shaking. It was as if she'd lose herself before killing me. One last thing would one last thing be okay? It might be a bit of a long story though.
どうぞ。
What did she think of on the inside? Kitty had spoken flatly as if to prevent me from feeling the answer. May I sit?
どうぞ。
Will you sit too, Kitty? Ignore. Whatever. I started talking. A long time ago, there was a family called the Hasekuras. They had a big house, a Western-style mansion. I think it was at least 10 times as big as the Kiriharas. They were huge millionaires. My Okasan died when I was young, and I got picked up by them. I lived and worked there for a husband and wife who were distant relatives of my Okasan. It was a house of old customs. The children of servants were also servants. Since I was a child, my role was something like playing with the children of the house. Yoko-chan was their youngest daughter. She was always alone. She didn't try to interact with anyone, family or servant. Oh, Agasiu. I called her that inside my mind. I never exchanged words with her. It's been bugging me. I didn't know what sort of people maintained the mansion or what peculiars brought it into the state of being. But that place was like a paradise, separated from the flow of time. People who lived here were all outside the norm. At times, I was beckoned by her, and I was treated to sweet drinks, clothing, accessories, enjoying tea, beckoning people, taking a stroll. Every month, a large number of academic books, clothes, and luxury items came to her. A vast garden. There were people called gardeners. Even considering that their land was cheap and remote, it was expansive. To me, that mansion was none other than a boundless world. Actually, I had no memories from before the mansion period. The world and the mansion were the same size. Give me a second, my mouse just died. At some point, it seems that the ladies took a liking to me about having a face like a girl. And because of my white hair and the mysterious pattern drawn in my eyes, one could see from up close, and then boredom. I was made to wear a dress, a particularly gaudy one, like that a girl would wear. And then the tea parties. A child couldn't discern the flavor of tea, but I played along. Against people as sweet as sugar snacks, there was no choice but to obey, and I didn't dislike it. Like that, I was separated from my business of being a toy who was ridden and had his hair pulled by the young children, and I entered the new business of working as a doll. She, August Yu, looked at me with an indifferent gaze. No, she didn't even look at me. She seemed uninterested, as her gaze always passed me by. Hasekura Yoko, the youngest daughter. There was no sign of her being adored by her family. In fact, she was being neglected. She certainly had been living in a different world from the ladies who reside in the fantasies. In the world called reality. Once there was a time when I was chased out by the house cleaning laborers. That was before I was introduced to being a doll. I participated in the servants' duties, perhaps because it was their policy not to use anyone outside the mansion, to use many borrowed hands. While inserting tea breaks every hour from 10 to 3, I cleaned all the rooms in order. By evening, I reached her room. I heard her voice for the first
こ
time.
こはいいわ。
Short and blunt, functional, but it was enchanting. I glanced inside her room, but I couldn't really think of it as hers. A number of personal computers, all four walls covered by bookshelves, and so many academic books that many of them were piled up on the floor. A heavy workbench and used tools. Miscellaneous knowledge and skills completely buried that large private room, making me associated with a secret base. It's true that those with unique heterogeneity live in different worlds. There was a time when I asked about Hasekura Yoko while wearing a beautiful wardrobe and speaking like a girl at the tea party. A quiet old lady answered that she's the daughter of the youngest son. A young and cheerful lady answered she was an unwanted daughter. The three clamorous sisters twittered. The whole story of the secret love between one of the young husbands and a rather young servant. The burden of a daughter who didn't know love and grew attached to no one, and had likely a tragic conclusion. Though she has Hasekura blood, she isn't one of the Hasekuras. They lamented that stain. The point of being that she was a taboo child. There was no one who spoke to her, and she never spoke to anyone. She was a blemish. It seems like her real father, the young husband person, left to study abroad. Her okasan, the servant, was dead. A girl who can't become anyone. A girl who isn't desired by anyone. She's hurt. No, she isn't hurt. Hasekura Yoko was strong. She didn't take it to heart. I think she probably had noticed. The world had a miniature garden. During my life as a doll, I passed through the library. I might have been influenced by her. I have learned about etiquette and tea from the ladies. However, wisdom, skill, and truth were not there. To make up for that, I went to the library that few used. I often met Yoko-chan there. As before, no conversation. Since it had somehow become a habit, I never approached her. I thought that she was agreeable, but I didn't wish to become friends with her. It seems that my aesthetic inclination was established around this time. How should I say it? I was captivated by things which were independent. Captivated by things which live independently and by strength. Whether it's knowledge or skill, there is that side of things. People gather. They long to gather. And at the same time, they try to preserve a sanctuary. They desire an encroached place just for them. However, contacting people makes a boundary line waver. Territories lessen and increases. Displeasure. Contradiction. From the general sense of values, a lone hero is preferred to 1,000 stately troops. A sole absolute entity. A hero. What people wish for. It's nothing more than a wish in the form of admiration. Do you want to live alone or in the crowd? But I digress. In the library, I read the books she read, because I admire her. Or perhaps I was envious of how perfect she was. The contents of the books were too high level, so I didn't understand much. But I continued reading. Hundreds of not meetings, but passing bys in the library. We continued to coexist in the space without one conversation. The period continued for a few years. Then, that which brought breakdown to paradise. Because this was humanity's first paradise, it was thought of as an unavoidable providence. Breakdown. Concretely speaking, it was the radical decline of Mr. Hasakura who owned the mansion. It was the beginning of the tragedy. The graceful Hasakuras all disappeared. The graceful Hasakuras had disappeared. The servants were left behind. In Hasakura's place entered a newly rich upstart and his relatives by blood and marriage. They were wild people, young and old, men and women all came together. Each one held the nature of the rotten clam meat. Within 3 days, one of the servants was assaulted. It became an incident. But this was a miniature garden, a closed space. It produced its own order. Being enclosed in the extensive mansion grounds was close to being extraterritorial. What sort of banquets took place on those days? There was one room of the mansion that had been used as a hall for evening parties. The Hasakura people loved small parties, so it was used a lot. The wild people held different evening parties here, without elegant conversation or fine quality cooking. Instead, they were filled with depravity and decadence. I'm sure there were many victims. For instance, there was a young servant and his wife. The wife was gang raped. No, she was continually gang raped. Her body was filled with holes that through many and varied means, and she was made to obey. The husband resisted. He tried to save his wife by contacting the police. The police didn't come to intervene. They probably felt it was too much trouble. They probably weren't bribed or anything. I tried looking up this mansion on the internet. There were innumerable crimes like this overlooked by the police. When the private citizens' awareness of their own rights enlarged, it was no longer possible to simply say, "Hey, stop," and intervene. There were an increasing number of people who would scream bloody murder over trivial mistakes, so it's best not to move. Although it's negligent, as an organization of incomplete people, I think this was their limit. Although sincerity is needed, to save oneself, there are only one's own capabilities. When I thought that, I could control my temper. As long as they don't cause any real damage, I could control my temper despite other people bungling and shallow judgment. It became such that I was entrusting a part of my heart to other people. But that's normal. Being normal is to leave your person within unjust and incomplete rules as a result of people's limits. It wasn't meant to be a gentle cradle. And in this closed space, normal logic grew hazy. It's easy for one's daily life to change into wild things. To stand and face that, one needs a firm ego. One needs an unwavering system for oneself, like hers. Now then, the wife was made to a plaything, made pregnant, and made to get an abortion. Many ways by which the men could be pleased were beaten into her body. She stopped smiling. She stopped participating in the servant's duties. She was prohibited from wearing clothes, and she obeyed. She was engraved with tattoos. Obscene tattoos. They pointed at her genitalia, showing that her husband no longer possessed her. The wild people were competent in that aspect. Her heart gradually sunk. Her husband employed his last-ditch method. He ran away with his wife. They were brought back in 3 days. The husband was killed. Next, his wife was being gang raped. His corpse was buried in the garden. The men buried him at the foot of the sakura tree, while roaring with laughter. Well, they were a group with broken logic. At some point, one of the men brought his family here. The introduction of new characters. He was a pedophile. He was equipped with 2 settings of offender and sadist. Since he was a sadist, I called him S. I caught S's eye. I was once again forced into a girl's clothes and made to participate in evening parties. That time not for tea, but for S's desire. S also liked being done by others. I, who was like a young girl, was made the partner of this man. The better half of those who did it half as a joke. Every so often, one of them would awaken. Whatever mean things were done at the evening parties, they made a point of standing out. Something not unlike elementary school bullying took place there. Within the group, this sort of thing had a relatively high probability of occurring. Well, that's what you call a demerit. All things sure have their merits and demerits. It surpassed one-sided good and evil. Eventually, S's sadism escalated. He brought another child. As a son. He'd been a bully in his school, I think. He looked at me, and for a moment I was pressured by atmosphere of promiscuity. Then he scoffed at me. Because of the normal excitement? As was demanded of him, though, in fact, of his own volition, he participated. He soon began to show a talent that could make one's blood run cold. It must have been partly because of his recurrently thorough knowledge. He soon became mad. Everyone laughed at me. Weeks passed, I was laughed at. I continued receiving their attacks. That son was Yutaka. Kitty wasn't able to react. Her hand had stopped shaking. She calmed down. No, that wasn't it. She was looking at me with a shocked expression. She didn't notice the arrowhead was no longer pointing at me. You might have figured this out already, but S was also the initial for Shinkawa.
何を言って。
Half smiling. She seems unable to even control her emotions. Even though he was a child, he knew those things. I thought he could never have a decent life. I thought he'd end up as a pervert or a drug addict.
嘘だ
A shrill voice.
嘘だ嘘つかないでよ気でも狂ったのそんな出任せ
It's the truth. Chijitsu. Kitty's hand once again began to shake.
そんなことあるわけない豊がそんなことしていたはずがない
That's true. And Yutaka did do such things. He was the most enthusiastic. She smiled. Well, he was a kid, so it must have been painful to rape adult women. The part of a woman would be a big shock to Her voice burst open.
そんな話聞いたこともないずっと暮らしてきてそんな話があったなんて
Memory loss. Kitty shut her mouth. She felt like a detective now. The mysteries are revealed, Kitty-chin.
それは記憶がないの
Also, I know why his legs got hurt. Because I was there when it happened.
先輩はそれを知ってて
What do you mean? I hadn't thought Yutaka had lived through that. I even forgotten the name Yutaka. Meeting him was a coincidence. Since I was made to cross-dress, it looks like he didn't know either. But Yutaka lived through it. Well, a lot happened, and I was released. And for complicated reasons, I came here. If you think about it, it's perfectly natural. Neither my heart nor Yutaka should have broken from that. I wonder if we met by necessity.
そんな残酷な人じゃない信じられない
I realized who Yutaka was after I became closer to
だ
him.
から殺した
Well, I can't fool her anymore. I wanted to spit it out anyway. It's not like I immediately wanted to kill him. It's all in the past after all.
だったら
Our conversation started to flow into the reverse direction. Her swelling of emotions dashed waves against me, wrenching me and turning me backwards. Kitty, you're the one who came to attack me. I thought I'd overlook it if he was suffering. But when he was hanging out with me, he seemed happy.
あの日私に質問した
Good memory. That's right. It's what I meant. Now, once again, I threw the same question at her. Nah, Kitty. Was Yutaka happy? An ordinary question, but the meaning was exactly the opposite.
辛い思いをしてきたんです親族に邪険にされて荒れて
Always? Are you sure? There wasn't even a moment of happiness?
それは
There were, weren't there? Kitty didn't answer. She looked downward. She pointed her weapon downward too. Her animosity and murders in it had withered, a dried flower. Her slender body filled with the toxin known as doubt. That's right, isn't it? If we could cleanly forget stuff what happened a long time ago, all our hearts would be squeaky clean. We could become as happy as we wanted. That's why I made him remember.
やめて
Kitty tried to cover her ears. Listen! To stop her hands. It was a sunny day. Just as he saw, I told him everything under the roof at that time. Then he said, what could I do to be forgiven? There's no forgiving. The sins he committed and remain for eternity. He can't even touch them, much less change them, and I didn't feel like reproaching him for them. I just had one question. And I asked him, Hey, I have a question for you. Why would you go die already? That's what I said. When I did that, he really went and killed himself. Kitty broke and fell. He sat down immobile. A pitiful smile was carved on my face. In any event, there's only one true. Just one last push will break her. Even though I knew that, I whispered in her ear, to run her through with the true blade. Your Nissan was a horrible, filthy rapist! I knew a thread had been cut inside Kitty. It definitely won't be tied back together. 5 minutes of silent time flowed by. Kitty then cried. Tears are letting one's stress flow outside the body. Kitty can't cry. The pauses of deep despair, settling in the bottom of her heart, precipitating inside her chest. I waited kindly, right next to her, for a long
ど
time.
うして
Hmm?
どうして言わなかったんですか
You?
はい
Because Kiri loved Yutaka dearly. And that was incredibly pure. So should I call it pure or vain? But it wasn't polished. It rusted. It was half finished. Kitty can't understand. It's only natural. So aggressive despite being so fragile. I like that sort of thing. Do you understand? I like you, Kitty.
先輩が嘘
Haven't I only been seeing the truth?
だっておかしいです豊かのことを恨んでじゃあ私のことをどうして
I had no grudge against him. More importantly, Kiri, you always treated me as a murderer, right? Her expression blurred.
それはしょうがなかった誰も本当のことなんて教えてくれなくて自分で考えるしかなくてそれにまだ信じられないですあの豊かが
It's bad to expect something omnipotent because of a child's view on ethics. I spoke like a teacher. It's a real problem when you get kicked and hated because of that. A long silence. I knew that Kiri's mental state was performing emergency measures. Her direction was determined.
どうしたら
What?
どうしたらいいんですか
Do you want to do
だ
something?
って私たちは先輩に不当な
We? Huh? Shibori Yotaka's responsibility as well. That's true. What shall I do?
謝ったら許してくれますか
You don't have to apologize or anything. That's right, then. Will you listen to anything I say? Her neck swung downward. I placed a hand on Kiri's head. Then I rubbed down to the side and struck a finger in her ear. After all, there's only one day left in this world. Let's fall apart to the end. After all, there's no longer any need to be anyone or anything. Really?
それで許されるのなら
Like a genie in some lamp, I'll only say three of my wishes, okay?
はい私にできることなら
Well, she's losing her nerve. I might demand you to hand over your used uniforms to satisfy my fetishes, you know?
お好きに
Oh, kawaii. That includes the underwear in your body right now.
そんなもの欲しがる
Bro. Man, it's so messed up. And Kiri really did take it. I mean, it's the truth. And she knows he's saying the truth, but oh man, the way Kiri she teared up, but
わかりました
birth of a love slave. To think I ever really had such a thing. Now I really want to live, but I only have one day left. Crap. I had to hurry. I impatiently aimed for the next step. Then perhaps I'll demand you to do something perverted. Kitty
ど
shook.
のくらいエッチなことを
Something fleshy, I guess. Take into consideration that you've despised me. I was too aggressive.
私をその抱くんですか
It's undisputed. Of course I was going to have sex with her, but it's hard to say that. For now, stand over there.
今から
There's no time. As quickly as possible, Erosin, go! I made her stand on the teacher's desk. Then I'm going to start now. Kitty was silent. Shame made her red to the ears. She's uneasy about the sort of shameless experiences are to be forced onto her. I was also uneasy. Quite a bit of pressure comes with being a prude to do whatever one wants with a human. She was in her weak mode. Her strong mode earlier only lasts for a limited time. Now, Kitty. My beastly talk was unskilled. Then first is confession time.
告白
I'm going to start asking questions, so you're going to give me answers, okay?
はい。
When was your menarche? What the hell is that word? Give me a second. First occurrence of menstruation. Okay. He really does sound like a menstruation pervert. What the fuck?
13です。
I see. The conversation stopped. I had to say something more overblown to shock and embarrass her. Menstruation at 13? That's quite premature.
そうですか
This Lou D cup body is. Wait, is that right? 13 isn't early? I was
わ
weak.
かりません。あんま人に言うものでもないので。あと、D カップじゃないので。
I'll change my question. When was the first time you devoured a man's thing, huh?
多分、これから。
Bro is anticipating it. You know what? I feel bad for Kiri, but at the same time, man, you know what? I actually do feel bad for Kiri. But you know, I don't know, man. I don't think that's how things should go. But like, fuck, man. The guy would decide to go full degenerate, and Kiri was in a mental state that she feels like she wanna also burden herself with Yutaka's sins, man. That she's willing to like accept this kind of shame. I know that she's like a straight arrow, but holy shit, man, what the fuck is this, man? Oh man. That's true. Other things which might embarrass a girl. That's right, masturbation. What about masturbation? How many times do you do it in a week?
G って何ですか
You even know that taste? This Miss Self Pleasure must wait? Huh? What did you just say?
G って
I laughed. Oh. Enough with the jokes, Ojo-sama. Well, I mean, flapping.
何
You really don't know?
はい
So she's just clueless about sexual desires. Would you understand if I said it was one person's
あ
sex?
れのことですか
So what about it?
あります
That's good. Keep it up. How many times in a week?
今までの人生で2回だけ
Wow, twice. And she remembers them. 6 times in a week is quite earnest. Keeping up with your 2-day-a-week vacation for such a thing is so work-life. It's as if you'll get a bonus for it, you indecent Fräulein, written in a lustful kanji. Wait, twice in your life? Are you serious? I scream.
はい
Why so little? Are you so that chase? I don't know how to pronounce. Chase a girl?
そう言われてもあまり気持ちよくなかったし
Revelation. Not moe. Not good. We can't get in the mood. Okay, let's go to the next step.
はい
Stylishly laugh time is over. Now for the real thing. Your shame and my lust both shall be tested to see if they are the real thing. Even I can understand what I'm saying. But here I go. Skirt minus kick equals what?
マイナスキック
I'm asking you to solve the following problem. Skirt minus kick equals...
難しいですね
Yuri kicked me when I flipped her skirt, right? So
普通蹴ります
that's normal?
スカートをめくりたいですか
No, please flip it for me, Kitty. Show it to me now.
自分でって
Hurry up, there's no time. Kitty was hesitating, almost pushing down her skirt, but finally hardened her resolve. With an emotion as low as that of a rising curtain, she held up her skirt. Ooh, panties. All my effort made the pleasure
も
clear.
ういいですか？
What are you saying? Isn't this just the prologue? There's a long road to the to the ending waiting for you. There, keep holding it up like that. Oh, it's already 9. I should order the pizza now. Give me 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Then I have to pause the recording so I can eat dinner and take a break.
こんなことおかしいです。
That's nice
どう
underwear.
も。
It suits you well. Truly like Kitty. It is covering in which both cleanliness and youth live. At the base of your 2 legs, like wakaayu. What the hell's wakaayu? Wakaayu? What the hell is that? Wakaayu. Traditional Japanese sweet shaped like young sweet fish. It's wagashu. It's a seasonal delicacy enjoyed in early summer. It features a soft pancake-like outer layer made with castella type cake and chewy mochi filling. Oh, that sounds tasty. Anyway. There's a refreshing composition enclosing seasonings of hunches holding their roundness, which cannot fail to impart to people a refreshing feeling. Tremendously good. Oh, there you go. They say it here. Wakai, literally young's milk, is one of the many kinds of baked rice cakes. Bro, when I looked at the picture of the wakaayu, it looks like a pancake fish, pancake shaped fish with like castella filling or like I don't know.
評論しないでください。
Now then, next is it's obvious what happens next after a fancy flash. I'll download your underwear.
ダウンロードって
I'll pull down your panties. What's so surprising?
そんなことまで。
Yes, I would. I wouldn't mind doing this more slowly, but there's no time after all.
時間ってさっきから言いたい。
That's personal. Anyway, I need you to become my love doll today.
愛人形。
Leave your hands the way they are. I place my fingers on the edges of Kiri's underwear. Save image as. I slowly but certainly pull them down. Almost like wages or interest. Like wages and interest rates. Her underwear tilted and then slid down her hunches.
いや、見ちゃう。
Where?
大事なところ。
I played along. Her private parts weren't still exposed. One side of her underwear caught on her hip bone. The center portion was adhering to her crotch, clinging to it. It was sucked in without realizing it, forming a relief on her crotch. I lowered my fingers by 1 centimeter. I pulled the cloth downward. The sense of being stripped strengthened, and Kiri's whole body tensed up. Should I just leave it at this? Kiri conveyed a sense of relief. That moment, I lowered my finger to her ankle.
ここって。
Yeah,
水浴びしたいんですけど。
don't. That's the most delicious part. Go to the window.
はい。
I made her stand beside the window. Now Kiri-chan isn't wearing panties, is she?
あなたが脱がせたから。
She looked away. From now on, Kiri-chan will always be together with me, okay?
はい。
You'll stay at my house starting
わ
tonight.
かりました。
And you can't wear underwear
ダ
anymore.
メって。じゃあどうしたら。
Be forever pantyless. Inform her of the obvious. Kiri-chan's right to wear panties had been frozen.
そんな。もし誰かに見られたら。
Wouldn't it excite you?
しま
I'm sure it would.
せん。しません。そんなことあるはずありません。
I held back a laugh. Her timidness was cute. Now then, my fingers ended her skirt. I placed my fingers in her crevice. Yes, heat is blowing out of that thin gap. I'm going to push it open. I pushed my fingers, making it slide in. Flesh parted. Kitty dug into her fingernails. Her hips rose as if to run away, but I won't let them. I continued sinking my fingers into her flesh.
怖い。怖い。
I clung onto her shoulders, to my shoulders. It's okay.
痛そう。それ痛そうで。
I'm telling you, it's fine. Maybe my fingers are overstimulating. I pulled out. On the return trip My fingers graze her clitoris. It's sensitive. Then I'll do it more gently. I drove inside Kitty's skirt. I stuck out my tongue with plenty of saliva. I gave her a real kiss. The sensation was different. Something was off. I thought I'd end it with a light kiss, but I tried sticking my tongue in. She clenched her teeth and swung her head to side. I grabbed her lower jaw with one hand. No, open. What you say hurts me. Open. I said as if chewing on her. The gates opened. Her tongue came to me. First I licked it. Saliva. A large amount. A high viscosity. I know this sounds weird, but like, the sound of her kissing made me hungry. That is weird. I do agree that's weird, but like, of all the feelings I could have, it was hunger. I think I'll take my pause here right now. I'm gonna order pizza. Fuck, you know. It's so weird. Why did I didn't feel like it didn't even make me feel anything other than hunger. I was hungry. I need pizza. No, it's just maybe it's the sound of saliva. You know, saliva when you're hungry. I need food. Okay, I'm getting weirder by the second, you know. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. Can't remember if I read this. Let me reread it then. I looked around. Soft lips and tongue. Twisting and pushing. Her eyes turned black and white. Her first kiss was a deep kiss after all. I sucked her tongue. She reflexively put both her hands on my shoulder. Her tongue was like a viscous liquid. Melted jelly covered in thin skin. It felt as if biting would break it. I tried sweetly chewing it. Her hips fell. I quickly put my hands in her crotch to support them. The opposite of the single hook fishing form. A violent move in which one's hands close in from behind, enter the crotch and pull up. Doing that to a girl is the highest fun, and it's certain to result in suspension. Hey now, what happened? Huh? My consciousness gathered in one hand. It was drenched. Even though it wasn't all that wet until now. I had a thought and tried kissing her again. Her saliva is really sticky, like lotion. I nibbled her upper lip. Teary eyes. But more importantly, she's feeling it. She made a face as if her lust had been roasted? Has been what? As I nibbled her lower lip, I thought, is she sensitive to kissing? My tongue entered her oral cavity. Then I twisted it, letting saliva flow into her. Drink. I closed her mouth with my hand. Kitty shook her head left and right. It seems she doesn't want to. No. Drink. She resigned and raised her jaw. Throat undulated. And the second shot. I have a lot of bodily fluids. There. Drink. Swallow. A third. That's right. I released her lips. Kiri sighed for a relief. Was it delicious? I guess it wouldn't be. Yeah, I changed my mind. There's something I want you to do instead. I suppose my crotch. Lick it. Lick it. Indeed, a symbol of masculinity called T-Tim? What the fuck? Is it in the Arab word? Okay. I didn't know that. Also, the idol of worship in the Polylic faith. It is a cursed organ which shows one's manhood. That was a
だ
lie.
ってそれって男の人のそれがあれで何の
The two of us sat down on the floor. She cried. Kitty, the face that turned around had huge teardrops.
だから死ぬしかなかったそれだけのことをしたから死ぬしかないから
I, about Yutaka.
先輩
Kitty desired a kiss. Her tongue offered to overlap mine. Learning from the ashes I'd just taken, she sweetly bit my whole lip. Let's play, let's love. Let's give up. Like this. Kitty became mine. Hello?
うせー
I returned to the roof.
あキリチンは連れてきたですね
I most certainly did.
何やらツヤツヤしているような
Oh, that is a thing. That is a thing. I am bright.
どうしたのキリチンうんなんでもない生理終わったんでしょ終わったけど
She shuffled her legs together.
顔色が優れませんね平気ですか平気ですちょっと疲れが夏バテして
We can't have that. You'll have to drink my special white juice to combat that. Yeah, considering she literally did. I took out a water bottle.
ありがとうございますペケ君
She took the water bottle. At first glance, this special white juice is mere lactose product, but it contains an ingredient with a wonder hidden flavor.
白汁あれは何でしょう
Huh? I look up at the sky. What was that? A UFO? Adamski?
ドボドボドボドボ
There's nothing there.
ごちそうさまでした
Oh, okay. They fake drinking it. 'Cause they know he's suspicious. The water bottle was turned empty. You drank it already?
3人で分けてたっぷりといつ
That's good. That's good.
私には捨ててたように見えん
Miki Senpai embraced Miki. Mimi Senpai. Guarding the beautiful breasts. Poured out.
見てくださいなだいぶ準備が整いましたよ
Very smart. Very smart. So obvious. I was taken aside. Huh?
キリチンさ何なんでもない
A conversation behind me. It bugged me a little, but my consciousness immediately faced the tent. Raba.
ラバーつまり恋人のことだ
That's Japanese imitates the English L with an R and the V with a B. The word lover does in fact sound like Raba to them. Sakuraba is under the tent. Where's Tomoki?
シスコンが講じて帰宅した
Is that so?
配線だけは整えていった奴は仕事人だ
Yep. Well, if they gotten this far, there's no need to worry.
休憩しましょうか喉も渇きましたし
Senpai took out some canned tea from the mini refrigerator. Huh? You said your throat was purged.
ほら余ったバッテリーで文明の利器が復活です
It was a smaller fridge than the one in the club room. Whoa! Must have been Tomoki.
久しぶりに冷たい飲み物ですはいあなたの分ですよ
That's great and all, but senpai, about my watch.
乾杯
Kanpai, indeed. Maybe I hadn't brought enough white juice. Even though it was a special drink with lemon juice mixed with it into a lactose beverage. Or so he says. Well, whatever. We took a breather underneath the tent with shade and tea. This really brings you back to life, Kirichin. Right after you lost most of your moisture content.
先輩先輩たちもおしっこしてたんですか？
What a standing. We wanted to know who's would fly the
し
farthest.
てないです。できないです。そんな楽しそうなことを私に内緒で。ミキ、それは全然楽しそうじゃないから。そうかな。
In recent years, Miki had been losing her modesty at the speed of on par with deforestation, but she's fundamentally innocent. Huh? By the way, Kirichin, if you move around that much, we can all see it. She pushed down on the edge of her skirt and became quiet. Oh yeah, she's no longer wearing underwear.
ところで太一、明日の放送だが、部長先輩に言われて原稿を書いてみた。
Oh, so another Rasakura was the one who writes the manuscript. Oh, you of all people did such a thing.
ちょっと見てくれ。意見が聞きたい。
I couldn't read it. What language is this?
万が一傍受されても意味がわからないよう多重に暗号化してある。
I hit him. That's pointless!
はあ、桜庭くんに振った時間が、
Why would you make an SOS incomprehensible? Right then. Huh? A wind chime rang. Isn't that a wind chime?
つけた。これからみんなでここにつるむようになるのならと思って。
Okay, we've seen this deal note before, but I guess he repeated it just to think about the context. Once in a while, he does clever things. Humanity disappeared. We don't know if there's any hope left, and yet he's truly a carefree guy. And mate we shall.
だな。
お願いします。
Forever and ever. Senpai lowered her eyes happily.
にしても、キリチン元気ないね。そう、そんなことないよ。
Maybe she really is forcing herself. Did the truth and actions overburden Kiri? But the world has only one day left. And no possibilities or means to heal Kiri. That's why my house. Today, in this consistently lonely space, there is a flower. Now come in.
お邪魔します。うわ
My room was in love with chaos. Most visitors were surprised by it. Be
ど
seated.
こに座れと。
Okay. I somersaulted.
はいって。
Make some space wherever you want to sit. Self-responsibility. In this space I made by somersaulting, Kitty sat down in an awkward seiza.
男の人って。
Wait here a minute. I went downstairs and brought up a tomato. Here,
どう
vitamins.
も。
She took a bite from the tomato. You can relax. We'll be living here forever. Her movement
ず
stopped.
っとですか。
You don't want to?
わかりません。もう先輩は私の初めての人なので。
Ugh.
それに私はこれを償いだと思ってます。豊かと私の。
Yutaka, huh? Kitty will probably always continue to be that person. Yutaka, Yutaka, Yutaka. Yutaka. Shall I make you eat that tomato? I took Kitty's tomato and bit into it. I chewed it in several times, then kissed her. I floated in along with the saliva. He resisted only at first. Delicious?
はい。
Then eat more. I repeated this several times. When I finished, Kiri's cheeks were flush. Kiri is only my Kiri,
そうですね。
but you seem sad. When I said that, Kiri ignored it and smiled. I can only see that as being forced. Obviously, man. Her feelings of guilt and atonement is higher than whatever self-satisfaction she has. You know, she can also do the same thing as Toko did and die out of starvation just to maintain her whatever, her own dignity or beliefs or whatever, or principle. I don't know, man. I embraced her and softly pushed her down. The fruit we started eating fell to the floor. The hokora is unsettling late at night. I put my diary in it. The 6th notebook. Is that so? I suddenly thought. The notebooks used as Nikki's were kept safe here. So I'm guessing, well, he more or less thought that since whatever he had with Kiri is late, I'm guessing he wrote down everything about the stuff regarding Kiri. Because it's obviously too late to do anything about it at this point. Since the following day, it's going to restart anyway. After tomorrow, the world will be rolled back again. That's why notebooks will disappear. It's reasonable to think that I tried to write a Nikki entry on Monday and just never found it again. It seems the contents of the Hokara really are divided up by rules different from those of the rollback. I get it. I left the Nikki here. I say that's data. From the moment I wrote the last diary entry, the life for only this me has begun. There's no doing over. For just one day, a light that may or may not be. I felt like living and disappearing however I wanted. And then Sunday. Clear weather. An unknown domain not in the diaries. I don't know how the world will end today. 1 week. It was short. It turned into days solely for capturing Kitty. Even so, being able to reestablish the club was great fortune. If following to me looks at the notebooks, they should have become hints for how to reestablish it again. I wish to have this happy time over and over somehow, within this miniature garden that cannot be saved. No one's here yet. I looked around. The white roof had folding tent and various equipment. The antenna stood lightheartedly. A blue sky without a single EM wave flying across.
青い。
Kiri looked up at the sky. Not a single cloud.
はい。
Well, now that she's here, she doesn't have a crossbow with her, so I wonder how this day will end. But something about Kiri's facial features still made me think of cloudy weather. The two of us clung to the fence. We lined up with no conversation. At long last,
おはようございます。
everyone came.
OK。
Mimi Senpai definitely didn't talk to him, but Tomoki came. Thanks. When shall we start?
特に決まってはいないので、
Wait,
今からでも。
I guess this time around the antenna didn't break because usually when they go here during Sunday, they would look at the antenna and notice it's broken. And Mimi Senpai is just like standing in front of it, but it doesn't look like the case this time around.
DJ!
Yeah, a DJ, someone who could. No one raised their hand. Mimi Senpai.
私ですか？ダメですよ、ダメ。無理です。噛みます。
Miki,
おや？
who was in the midst of tearing off a piece of beef jerky. Not beautiful. She's out. Tomoki.
いいけど、いくら出すの？
This isn't a matter of money. Sakuraba,
俺に理路整然としたことが話せると思うか？
you understand this awfully well. Then Kiri? Her complexion changed. She was sweating in an instant. DJ.
ダメ、無理です。人前で話すなんて。
What? They're all destroyed anyway, so it's fine.
希望はどうした？
Your foot! I was chopped.
まずいです。ダメです。無理です。奇妙なことになります。
She was seized with fear and rolled up. I'd like to see a strange Kiri. Shin. I pulled her hand.
ダメ。
I pulled her hip. I could see her panties. She hurriedly pushed down her skirt. She broke her posture. I pulled her harder. Congratulations on your debut as a DJ.
助けて。
You can't do it? I released her. Kitty quickly hid behind Miki. Damn, you small animal mentality. I get it. I guess I'll do it. There was no one but me.
いつでも平気だよ。
What should I talk about? I can't think of anything. A meaningless SOS. But no one is thinking that. My own body moved on its own with other sensation. I sat down in the chair and gripped the mic. I was automatic. I think I was always something like automatic. Surroundings and context created the form of the current me. Are there any living people listening to this broadcast? This is the Gunja Institute Broadcasting Club. Is anyone alive out there? This is the Gunjo Institute Broadcasting Club. There are 8 of us alive. You mean 7? 8 of us are alive. Aren't people precarious? Precious? Aren't family and friends precious? As long as I'm a person, everyone is in excellent health. Damn. If I'm fine not being a person, I could live in solitude. But I'm better off as a human. I wanted to become a monster, not of instincts but of rationality. Even though I should have been able to become a more perfectly harmless being that way. There wasn't enough. A contact of touching one another. Our families are gone. Friendships with people are as shallow as air in the paradise of the miniature garden. I'm forgetting even their faces. Meeting Yoko-chan. She doesn't see me as a stranger. The Shinkawas. I was taught that humans are enemies. During my childhood, the most sentimental time, I was unable to touch people. A long time ago, I committed a sin. The wind chime rang. 6 cases gathered. I made a friend of mine died.
Taichi.
I didn't directly lay hands on him, but I effectively made him die. That friend was one of the many humans who hurt me an even longer time ago. He lost his memory and appeared once again before me. He behaved as if his sin had disappeared along with his memory. At first I didn't notice either. After all, it had occurred years earlier. The atmosphere changed. The doubt and unease of the 6 humans swirled. It will probably calm down soon, though it might turn into a harsh reality, harsh atmosphere. But at some point I began to notice. Actually, the wound I received from him shouldn't have even been that big of a deal to me. Unworthy Kuroso Taichi, aiming to be a young adult who has tasted both the sweets and sours of life. But Kiri moved. She touched her hand to her mouth. But I became unable to see him as a friend.
Kitty?
I ended up seeing him as a thing. I think it was different from an emotional argument like I can't forgive him. Inside me, it's certain that his value changed. No. It didn't just change. He became worthless. I lost interest in him. When he regained his memory, he said, "Please forgive me." Just maybe, if he hadn't asked that of me, the result might have been different. After all, no matter what one does, one cannot falsify the past. I think one can only accept the person's sin and see them as an enemy. His actual sin wasn't really that big of a deal. I should have just poured out the usual jokes and stayed with him as a friend.
Senpai.
Tears. Tears? That's yet another thing I don't have. Why wasn't I able to mention? Why wasn't I able to say, "Don't mention it," back then? I think about it a lot. That's because I am twisted. Because I have a twisted heart. I don't have enough rationality. But in order to foster rationality, another person is needed. I don't think it's something that can be raised without quarreling. But the friend I have for quarreling with, I hurt him until he was gone. That was my dilemma. Even if memories go away, what happened in the past won't disappear. But even though I got hurt, even though I was hurt by others, we should have remained as 2 people who could face each other. Sobbing.
Sakura-san.
Everyone's here aware, right? About what happened between Yutaka and I. No one spoke up. No one stopped me. I became afraid. But I couldn't commit suicide. I couldn't end it myself. There were times I thought that all people should just go away. When I heard others, that's what I thought. Since people have left the world, it's been a week. There were times I wondered whether it was my fault somehow. I know Kuda after all. It's not that I don't hold something that could be called thanks for all the friends who hung out with me despite that.
どっちだよ。
A rare counter by Sakuraba.
否定の連続。
Mechanical counter by Tomoki. I'm fine doing things for myself. I don't mind caring about people for my own sake. So that tomorrow, I can become just a little bit better. I still have friends. To build up a relationship to also cover the heart and wounds. It's a painful thing. Not beautiful at all. I thought that people needed other people. That is why I believe there are still people somewhere listening to this broadcast. Our addresses. I explained the process for contacting us wirelessly. I should do it. I wonder, did they speak until I was empty? Well, that's what this is. This is the Gundra Institute Broadcasting Club. There are 8 of us alive. You mean 7? See you next week. I finished. I took a deep breath. Applause. First Mimi Senpai, then all the others followed. I didn't feel like making a joke. I was enveloped in embarrassment. I scratched my cheek in order to endure that sweet torture.
はいよくできました。
来週なのか？
Yeah, well, it seemed appropriate.
いいんじゃないの？細かいことは。
だな。
かっこよかったっす。
He was clicking a disposable camera. Stop that.
照れてる照れてる。
Shut it! And then,
先輩
Kitty stood up. What's she going to say? I waited with tension.
お疲れ様でした。
She lowered her head. Deep emotion balled up. I can't put it into words. Incomprehensible yet reassuring. This sort of sensation. I had a feeling that the water level rose in my heart. A very small amount. Arigato. The sky widened for a moment. Huh? This timing. I quickly became afraid. But I must have become confused. I embraced Kitty. I fell to my knees and buried my face in her stomach.
どうしたんです？わあ、大胆なことを。不純意性定学。
斬新な言葉だ、部長先輩。
やっぱ太一はエロいな。
Aren't I depressed? Please, comfort me. I'm frightened. I'm frightened of disappearing. Saturday night was the last save point. The joy and confession and very small emotional growth I had until today will be all in vain. Kawaii. Kawaii. Kawaii.
先輩泣いて。
A ringing in my ears. At the edges of my pupils buried in her chest, the world was whitening. Whitening. Damn it. That was my dying word. Okay, so the reset is always around the flashback. Around the flashback period. After the announcement. Alright, so this looks like this is like we're starting to repeat stuff. Let's see if there's something new or this is gonna be a full skip. Okay, welcome back. So everything was the same as everything was the same. Everything was the same at from the flashback to the start of Kiri's route. And now let's should I open up too much tabs in my browser? Give me a second. Cross channel. So now we are entering into Miki's route. So instead of going to the Hokora, if you go to the Hokora, you start Kiri's route. If you go to school, you start the other 2 routes. And Tasaki shop should start the Miki route. So let's go to Tasaki shop. It's approaching me. Murderous intent. It was stuck to the store's entrance. I looked inside. An enemy or a friend? Mountain.
川天井天下。
body odor leading the pack.
どうぞ。
I entered the store. So, it's you, Miki. I wonder who it was.
おはようございます先輩。
Since you were giving off murderous intent, I wasn't sure.
閉鎖空間で何かあると逃げ場なくて嫌じゃないですか。
Indeed. I raced through old memories. Since you're wearing your uniform, perhaps you intend to go to school?
そうです。他にすることないですし。
Same as me.
ですね。
He was innocent. A drink for me too.
これなど。
Thank you for always choosing drinks with high reality. It is known to those who know as what is this? Drink it all down, all at once.
賞味期限とか見ない方がいいです。
Yeah. It entered my windpipe. Gah! Yeah.
スマッシュヒッ
Posing. Don't trap people like
ト
that.
すいません。
A smile swelled up on her face. You oboko? Oboko is a very obscure word for virgin. I spat out.
20歳までには捨てようと思います。
You should be there pretty soon. Be as you are now for all eternity.
できそうな気もしますが、無理です。
It probably is. No, more importantly. So, who will you give it to?
えワルコン加藤。
Since Taka means fog. Sorry, I have to remember summer pocket. Summer pockets. Because Takahara Heidi would always describe what the kanjis for his name. He is probably the most famous male porn star in Japan, and is known for being incredibly skilled at inducing female orgasms. So you value technique. I lamented. Isn't he one of the leading technicians in Japan? Taichi is incorrectly assuming that the English word technician means the one who is skilled in certain techniques, rather than one who is skilled with technology. I can't beat him. I can't match Falcon, but I do have my own technique.
先輩の技術はセクハラばかりで、本番で役に立つのか大変不安な面もございますので申し訳ありませんがお断りだ。
Such a masculine, poetic style that her sentence ended on a low formality level. That style of refusal broke my heart. Damn, you say that, but are you not actually trying to offer yourself to Kirichi, you lustful virgin?
むしろキリチンの処女を奪います。
I want to participate in that. As my desires multiplied, my fanboy level peaked at 82%.
そんなわけで一緒に通学しましょう。
Yeah, let's go. We went to school together holding hands. Underneath the clear blue sky,
仲良く二人。
we made it to school during that careless duet.
いけねえ。キリチンの飲み物忘れました。
You say that after arriving at school? You damn fool. You lack training.
戻ります。
Climb up and down the hills as much as you like. She rushed up pleasantly. A young little thing. I moved to the entrance. I really should go with her. It's kindness. Men are kindness. Even lies are kind. Kitty was there. Hey! She was displeased. Damn prickly virgin. Kitty is just too much of a virgin. Where are you going?
関係ありません。
She left straight away, so I followed straight away. I had the longer pace. I caught up with her without toil. Are you meeting up with Miki?
ついてこないでください。
I have business with you as well. Faster walking. I also walked faster and hummed. Her pace went up. I gave chase. Kitty rushed up. My body moved reflexively. Let's play tag. We passed through the shopping district. Aren't the hills this way?
来ないで。
Why are you running?
先輩が追っかけてくるから。
Just because you're running.
ついてこないで。
Here it is. I can endure these hills, but what about you? She's already exhausted. On top of that, thanks to my hair turning white overnight from fear. I could handle the sunlight. You could say it was super favorable. I went over a hill. 1, 2, ho 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 ho. 3. Kiri's speed fell. Now's my chance. Ora ora!
来るな
Phew. She's surprisingly energetic. It seems this will become a long war. This is my house.
うるさい
She outran me. Went through an alley, turning to a course that returned to the school. Ugh. The chastity belt was shaving. It hurts. It may not be a sexual harassment, but it is sexual harassment. So we're even. My fighting spirit boiled up. Ho ho. Ho ho. Ho ho. School in. Ho ho. Shoes on go. In Japan, in Nippon, gakusei have both outdoor and indoor shoes, which they're supposed to change as they enter the school. Keep it up to the second year classroom. I opened the door Kiri had closed and jumped in. Right when she left through the back door. Damn! She outran me! Oh yeah, Toko. Of course, it's Monday, so Toko's still alive. Still alive. You better not starve yourself this time around, okay? Not here. She disappeared to either the left or the right. This way. A 407 for the right. I rushed down the stairs. First floor hallway. I saw Kiri's back. Wahaha! Your mint floral will be the death of you. Once more outside. By the way, we've been running for an hour already. Hey, if they're running for an hour, the distance they travel isn't that long. I mean, I get it, they're running, but like, you know, this is summer. Oh.
あ先輩
Like the white after images of station signs that occasionally pass across the windows of the late night express train that Michiko boarded as she set out on a journey after being hurt by lost love. Miki went straight through me.
ちょ
A voice from behind. Impact. Facial
ー
sliding.
伊坂くん
Uria. I kiss her like a kiss thief. Drill. Vibrator. Vacuum. For the final blow, mixer. Only use on Mickey. The word mixer, when pronounced in Japanese, sounds like Mikisa, which of course contains Mickey. She came to a full stop and clasped her knees. Your knees are off balance. I Holly informed her. I reopened the pursuit. Still, damn you, Mickey. To trip the legs of a person who's running. Today I'm growing radically.
ファーストキスが
I heard such a voice behind me. She reaped what she sowed. Ho ho! I sucked in energy, making livelier. A lot of distance has grown between Kiri and I now, but with these hills, I'll take it back all at once. Dash! However, as I was equipped with the chastity belt, I was invested with bow-leggedness. Oh yeah, they kind of forgot about what happened to the chastity belt after a couple of days during Kiri's route. Anyway, Kiri, don't think this is over! She was surprised and fell forward. She sniveled. Nibbled.
もう
She She toils quite a bit. She's running as if dragging her legs. To catch up with her, it shouldn't take 10 seconds. What I'll do when I catch her? I hadn't thought about that. I can only leave it to the inclination of my emotions. Flowers, double first kiss robbery. An evil thought. That's it, that's good. I will scatter the flower chants. I extended my hand to Kiri, who by now was practically walking. That moment, a shadow at the edge of my vision. Instant concentration I can see in slow-mo. What is this? A bicycle. It is a bicycle! Oh yeah! I was beaten into the ground. My consciousness grew shallow. Kitty seemed far away.
まったくこの子は祠にも行かず全力で無駄なことばかり。
She was whispering to herself. When I opened my eyes, I was in my own room.
おはようです。
Ah, it's Mikirin.
ミキリンです。お邪魔してます。
Huh? My crotch was missing something. I tried touching it, and I found no sensation from the trustworthy yet faintly painful chastity belt. A petite loneliness. Had I become affectionate for it as it accompanied me through pleasure and pain? Miki, sorry for the quick question, but the thing I was wearing,
なんかすごいの履いてましたね。
those were high-tech briefs. I lied.
すごか
They were so high-tech they'll turn on a light automatically in dark places. That's why there's so much sparkle within my parts. It's Saturday night fever. From the position of a rather naughty boy with high-tech briefs, I tried forcing a smile. It was like the face of a top breeder taking pride in the dog he loved and which earned him money. But they are favorably reviewed by wives. They say it's easy to look up for a son underneath the sheets. A lol. An American-like smile. Americans possess the power to provide their own gags with self-service through smiling. Okay. The kanji for laugh can also mean smile. So, the Japanese for lol refers to laughing or smiling. And or.
アダルト。
Huh? Replacement underwear was put on. I looked at Mickey. She blushed and averted her eyes. You! Could you have...
ああ、先輩が道に落ちていたので拾ったら、そのとこからカラーンって低層体の破片が。
No, it was a chastity belt. I fell
そ
down.
れで先輩の家まで引きずって。
Oh, is that why I have aberrations all over my
ズ
body?
ボン脱ぎ脱ぎさせたらポロリって。
Was there any need to take out my
そ
pants?
こから30分くらい記憶なくて、気がついたら学校の屋上にいて。
Why is it so unsettling? It made her lose her memory and run away.
戻って覚悟を決めて、このミキが一番似合うと思った下着を着用させていただきましたのであります。
I tried looking inside my pants. Envelope underwear, elephant underwear. They suit me? These suit me the best? Isn't there a bag in front of this that tapers to a point just like an elephant? This isn't underwear so much as a rod covering. Miki was ashamed.
いっぺん殿方がそれを履いているところが見たかったのです。満足です。
I'd satisfied Miki without knowing it. Damn it! Was I harassed by Miki? I wonder why I didn't open my eyes then.
どうしました？
I fed up with myself. A question mark floated up above Miki's head. Well, it's fine. More importantly, thanks. Even I would have suffered bodily harm from lying under the boiling sun.
いえいえ。
I must give you some form of thanks.
先輩がのんびり暮らしてくれれば、それで満足ですから。
Miki, you're such a good girl. I fondled her butt.
離れろや小僧。
How? As a man, I was visited by quite a bit of shame. Right. I have sandwiches. Let's eat.
打たれ強い先輩も素敵です。
I prepared drinks too, though they weren't that cold. It is the right amount. It is right around noon after all.
わあ、いただきます。
She leaped onto it. She ate single-mindedly.
新鮮な 使われていますね。
Yep.
どうも手近なもので済ませてしまって。
You do need vegetables.
そうなんですけどね。
Come to think of it, Yoko-chan said she would be back by lunch, but she's already here. It was possible. Behind me! She's not there. But what is going on with this world? Everyone's gone, but it's not like there are any corpses around. All the animals are gone too. The fact that we're living like this means that the microorganisms inside our bodies probably haven't died off, but that was an awfully convenient annihilation. No reaction. Miki, are you listening?
はい。あまりのうまさに我を忘れてて。
Are you a starving child?
その野菜のやつもらっていいですか？
Go ahead, go ahead. どうぞどうぞ。
野菜を食べて便秘と無縁の人生だったら良いのに。
Feel some shame, girl. Though it'd be nice she's being so familiar with me.
何でしたっけ？
I was following the mystery of humanity's annihilation.
薄すぎたんですよ。
I don't think so.
そうなので？
Might we have been in the midst of all the... Wait, what's this? Might we be in the midst of all of humanity being abducted?
先輩はやっぱり頭いいな。
Don't praise me so. I see Miki-chan wasn't being discouraged.
の天気です。
May I ask what your adaptation coefficient was?
40くらいです。
That's right on the cutoff line.
社会生活に影響ないですし。
Has it always been that small?
はい、子供の頃から。
I see, so that's why they sent you to Gunjo.
人にちょっち怪我させてしまったりで、ロリ時代ですけど。
Ah, Lolly! That's nice, Lolly. I want to meet you during that period.
写真ありますよ。
How much?
リアルな顔になってるんですけど。
Because I seriously want them. How much?
考えときます。
He was afraid. For an instant,
そういえば、唇奪いましたね。
her voice lowered. Yeah, about that incident. Well, the kick came with such a marvelous timing that I ended up in heat.
ファーストキスだったのに。
I did get that feeling. Still, because you released such a precise attack, Miki, your hit even entered my heart. Miki cried for a while.
犬に噛まれたものと思って諦めるしか。
That would be good. Her face swung back up.
それか、このカメラの内容を公開して嘘を晴らすか。
That's a disposable
そ
camera.
こは驚くところでは。
Yes, that's true. I was mistaken. What did you take with it?
先輩のゾウさんです。24枚取り切りました。
What did you say? My embarrassing stock. A stock of shame.
掲示板に貼り出しちゃおっかな。それともばらまいちゃおっかな。
But please stop. Anything but that.
ファーストキス奪われちゃったしな。やっぱ公開かな。
Have mercy.
私の言うことを聞きますか？
Listen. I'll listen. She rubbed her
じ
hands.
ゃあ言うことを一つ聞くごとに写真を1枚ずつ返してあげましょう。
I, Kurosu Taichi, intend to obediently submit myself to your eroge-like demands. Eroge, or erotic game, refers to visual novels with graphic sex scenes. These scenes aren't necessarily the focus of the game, though they can be. You guys should be experts, by the way. This game is in itself an eroge, unless you chose to remove the sex scenes with our all ages feature during installation. I don't remember that.
とりあえずキリチンをいじめるの禁止。
Ha
愛あるセクハラもですよ。
ha! I lowered my head. The master and servant have changed places. For those reasons, we came to school. I was made to carry Kiki's stuff. Now then, we got him here. But what should we...
あっしはここでキリと合流しますんで。
Got it. I handed her the book
つ
bag.
いでにこれも現像します。
She took out the camera and laughed invisibly. Ooh, I'm your love slave.
ではでは
She left with a light gate. Now then. In the end, there was nothing to do at school. Should I go home? But is it okay to be so easygoing? Even though the world is being annihilated. What should I do? What can I do? The grand mystery is nice, but there's no means to solve it. What isn't there? The Hokora. Nanaka and Yoko-chan both spoke of it. Hokora. Since I'm bored, maybe it's worth going there.
太一先輩
Miki. Kitty was there too. What a palpable animosity. Kitty, you seem tired.
誰のせいだと
She was exhausted.
新学期初日から仲悪すぎる二人のためこのミキメが一計を
Not bad or anything,
悪いです
she said clearly. Then I guess it really is bad. What should we do?
部活です
Ukatsu? The thing Tomoki's doing?
いえ部長先輩の方のです
Ah, that one. Sunday night. In the world with no trace of humanity, we made our plans. I'll go see how she's... People whose relationships have been cut off. Was there no other path? Within that, Tomoki planned to secure and supply food, and Mimi-senpai planned to use the antenna to send an SOS. The conclusion of the campout had been tinged with disputes and fatigue everyone, which is why no one supported those two. To be honest, Senpai seemed to be a bit neurotic these days. The campout I forced onto her became the final blow. There was a feeling of guilt within me, on par with the mood that made it hard to talk with her.
命令です仲良く部活をすること
Understood. Well, whatever. I had no
キリツもね
objections. She slapped her back.
分かってるってば
And one of her weaknesses is also being clenched by Miki.
言うこと聞かないとあの写真を貼り出しちゃうぞそれだけは
Wait, also Kiri? Pictures of Kiri's what? I know it. Should we go to the roof and help out?
そうです穏やかに荒ぶることなく
I'll do my best.
トイレわこら
Kiri entered the girls' bedroom. Miki followed. I also followed.
何気なく入らないように
I was pushed out. Miki and I split up at the borderline between the bedroom and the hallway.
悪い癖が出ましたキリチンは嫌なことがあると引きこもるのです
Those emotional teenage years.
そういうわけで先に行っててください
Yep. Then I'll impart this to Miki. She took it.
これは
A miniature screwdriver. A tool the size of a fountain pen cut in half. It's a lockpicking tool. It'll come in handy. It's small, so it has no endurance. There's the possibility the plate will break when it aligns with the shear line. Be warned.
なぜこんなものを
It's a hobby of mine. Once you're used to it, a normal lock shouldn't take 30 seconds.
そうかこんな技術があるからどこに隠れても無駄だったのか
Small voice. What?
いえとりあえずお借りしますいらないんですけどねちなみにキーピックは得意なのですか
I could do it unconsciously.
この人
Then later will I see you. I headed for the roof. I pushed the door open. There was a resistance. It was being pushed from the other side. Pushed strongly. On the far side of the door, there was a little turbulence. It was the wind. The antenna. I feel tired right now. We can always start early tomorrow. It's like 12:50 and super early Saturday morning, so we have a lot of time tomorrow. I'm really interested to go read up on Cross Channel. Yeah, we'll do a lot of it this week, and so I'm excited. Anyway, I hope you guys are watching, and I'll see you guys on the next upload. Ciao.